the SA Sports Show. Time to talk Southern Footy League for about the last time, Ando. I think this is it, mate.
Yeah.
Big day down at Noarlunga on the weekend with all the finals. Joining us today, as usual, is our president, Craig Warman. Hi, mate. Nice to see you.
How you going, boys?
And a man who had a pretty good day.
He had a very good day. Yeah, very good. Of course, from Flaggy. So, yeah.
Assistant coach of the A grade and B grade coach of Flagstaff Hill, of course, Graham Tompkins. Welcome, Graham.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
It's nice that you are here, really, because if it was me,
You'd still be out.
I could still be out. But that's a pretty big day. Well done, mate. Congratulations on the day.
Thank you very much.
And it was impressive in a sense because we were thinking about Flagstaff Hill all year. Could anybody get them? And then we had that close final in Noarlunga. It set it all up. But really, it was a muscle flex on the weekend, you guys. It was a pretty impressive performance.
Well, I think Noarlunga in that final did show us what they had. Certainly, their ability-wise, they were certainly going to match us on the day.
Yeah.
So, sitting undefeated just prior to that game, it certainly gave the A grade something to think about, and certainly shocked the coaching group, and probably reset us really well to get ready for the grand final.
It's a good thing, isn't it, when you
Certainly
think like that, you go along, too comfortably, and you go into a game that you think, well, yes, it's a grand final. I'm nervous about the grand final, but we've got them covered.
Yeah.
Whereas all of a sudden now you're thinking, wow, this is we've got to really rethink how we go about playing this.
Well,
team.
they tested us in all the spots we thought we were pretty comfortable in. So we went back to the drawing board. We were lucky enough to have the week off, so we were able to put some work into them. And I think the results showed that we made those adjustments. We changed selection. We brought in the captain, Samuel Harrison, off half back because we thought Noarlunga's pressure was great in that final, and we had a little bit of trouble moving the ball out of the back line. So Sam brings quality ball delivery, and then we brought in young Zach Kavoris, who's a midfield bull and just gave us a lot of strength around the ball. I think Noarlunga walked out of our tackles a little bit in that final, and we strengthened up the middle. And
was he injured for that game, Zach, or he was just, you thought at selection we need someone really strong at the ball?
That was it. That was the decision to bring back in a real midfield with a bit of size, ball. Who hunts the ball and hunts the player, and he had a great game.
Which leaves, but of course he moves out of your team.
He did.
So you're thinking, hang on.
Yes.
All well and good, but
So
take us through your day, mate, because assistant coach of the A's, and then you got to coach the B's, so you got to do all that first. So, when you get up, you got a fair bit on your plate.
Well, I don't have a match day role with the A grade, which is good. Zane and I talked about that at the start of the year. He was keen for me to do both, but I find doing the B grade and then rolling straight to the A grade was just a bit too taxing. I had a go at doing that with Russell and a couple of previous coaches.
Yeah.
So I really like to dedicate my time on match day to the B grade, or during the week we're together as one team.
Yeah.
But match day I stay out of it because just having that ability to think.
Sure.
And assess another game.
And you've had a comfortable win, really, and you're sitting in the last quarter. You're 6 or 7 goals up, and you can obviously just about to start the switching off for the A grade.
Yeah, I think yes. I think 10 minutes into the third quarter, I thought we'd actually done enough with Valleys, who had a wonderful final series coming from fifth. To get all. They got through Noarlunga, then they got through Ranella as well, and that put me on notice because they were a different team than when we played them earlier, so they'd obviously adjusted a fair bit, which was great. And in the first half was a bit of an arm wrestle. To be fair, we probably should have put them away.
Yeah.
I think we kicked 3 goals 8 in the first half and left the door open a little bit, but after half time we kicked 6 goals 2. So.
Yeah.
We were undefeated as well on top, so we should have. Sorry, we lost 1 for the year.
Yeah. And then you move straight into the A's.
And the A rate,
And here we go again. I might win another one.
The boys come out really well. They came out really well.
Yeah.
And Craig, a fantastic day for you, obviously. Grand final day. The 4 games on, big crowd. You must be pretty pleased how.
I was just talking to Graham off camera. We've really lucked out with the weather.
Beautiful.
Over our last month of footy has been superb for us, and no different to on Saturday. Was kick off early with the under 13s. Ranella got a win there. The under 15s, a point in it between Ranella and Port Noarlunga.
That's happened before.
Yeah, Port Noarlunga got the chocolates, and they did the same thing to Ranella last year. So there's a little bit of rivalry.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Same result, a point.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dear.
But
Oh, dear.
then if you go back 3 years ago, Ranella beat, I forget who they played in that particular grand final, but they won it by a point.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
in that particular grade, there's some really good football being played.
Yeah.
Christie's Beach, congratulations to them. Their under-17 boys went through undefeated again.
And that's really important,
Which
isn't it?
is-
Because
it
I know
is
the
for
A
the
grade
Christie's Beach
was
Footy Club.
struggled this year, but to have the 7.5s to win it, it's great for the future of the club.
Yeah,
important
and
win.
out of that particular 17.5 side, I think there's only about 6 of them that go up, so they'll have a pretty strong under 17.5 side again next year.
Brilliant.
So, and of course, Graham's team have been good all year, and as he said, with the A grade, right from the first bounce, they could have had 6 goals in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Flaggies came out, kicked 3 early, the next 3 were points, which left the door ajar a little bit, but he talks about Sammy Tharrelson coming in. Zach Kavoris was terrific for them. Sammy Jacobs, who won the Best on Ground medal, was good. But I'd like to shout out to old Father Time. We call him the Candyman on the radio because Michael Shearer played a superb game. Certainly in the first half, they just couldn't get a hand on him.
Yeah.
It's interesting with when you look at you picked up Sam Jacobs, which is great, and you think, oh well, Flaggy's going to be hard to beat this year. But the top 3 or 4 sides are very close all year. But the great thing is the depth at Flaggies. It's not just a bit of a mindset. Oh, you got Sam Jacobs, so you're going to be obviously
That's right,
strong.
yeah.
You've represented in 4 grand finals.
Yes.
Winning 2 and going down on a couple as well. So
I think the selling point for Flagstaff Hill when I spoke to Sam late last year was we sold the club to him. He'd never won a flag as a senior footballer.
Wow. Yeah.
So he obviously we were in a window where it was possible, having lost last year. But more so the club and the family atmosphere that we create with that depth all the way through the subbies really appealed to him. And there was comments made on the medal night that one of the SFL delegates got served a pie from Sam in the canteen.
Yeah.
He took his turn in the canteen, he took his turn in the subbies.
Yeah.
He's a cracker. He's an absolute... we have a saying at the club that we have good people before we have good footballers, and Sam is a quality lad, a really quality lad. And his beautiful family that he bought Izzy and the girls, and then got to meet his mum and dad from Ardrossan, and they had a wonderful day as well. So.
I bet they had a wonderful day.
But Sam's got to have someone to hit it to, and we pride ourselves on having 20 other good players in that team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the hats off to the coach. Who's a fantastic bloke for a start, Zane.
Zane.
Outstanding individual he is. I spent a lot of time with him when he was at Port Adelaide.
Yep.
Quality guy,
lovely.
Absolute quality family,
Yes.
to be honest.
Yes.
And he deserves that. Good on him, because he's had some tough times as well, Zane.
Absolutely.
But I could imagine him putting 110% into whatever he does there.
We've spoke about it since, obviously, winning it on the night, and from an independent person that isn't involved with the club. It turns out he's my brother, but he lives in Canberra. He came to the club on Saturday night, and he couldn't get. And he played a lot of senior footy in Solly's in Port Pirie.
Yeah.
And he said the atmosphere in that club was amazing. So there was no B grade, A grade. It was just one team.
Yeah, fantastic.
Celebrating great results.
Yeah.
And that's all to do with Zane. He just brought an inclusivity to the squad from January the 10th when we started.
I can imagine that, no problem.
Our pre-season started on fire,
Yeah.
and he never stopped. No, really, really good lad.
Mate, I've got to go back to you here. You give me a summary of the year, because we've had a great year here, talking about the Southern Footy League. It's been a good year.
Exciting. It's been a very exciting year this year.
A close year, maybe except for, say, Christie's Beach, who didn't perform well, although later on they started to worry a couple of teams. But overall, a pretty good year.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're really pleased the way the whole year's panned out. You talk about Christie's Beach. They were in most games up until 3/4 time. It was only their inexperience of their youngsters.
Yeah.
But they'll learn from that. I'm pretty sure Brett Tompkins is going to go on again as coach there. But when you look across the whole sphere of the Southern Football League, we've had record crowds through all of our final series, home and away. is going to be bolstered next year with the inclusion of our 10th team. So we take away the extra bye, etc.
Yeah.
That's exciting in itself for the Southern Footy League. We've waited a long time to have that opportunity. Iron Bank Cherry Gardens are going to bring a full deck. So they've got a full set of Saturday games. You've got a full women's program and girls as well as a mini league program. So they're just a perfect fit for what we're looking for in the Southern Footy League.
But it's a big year for you. I mean, like you look at you got your country games as well that you've got to coordinate from from juniors right to the women's and also the men. You've got to work out your zones. You've got the women's league, which is going fantastic. The men's league. Is it now you just feel like you've got to take a deep breath and say, right, I need to relax for a bit. This has been a big year because you got.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, when that final siren goes at 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, grand final day. Yeah, you have that time, but we've got a couple of things to finish off the year to sort out. But then we'll probably have no more than probably 2 or 3 weeks, and then we're back starting programming for next year, ready to go again.
Well, it's been great, mate. It's been great. Graham, thanks for coming in, mate.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad to see you still walking.
Just before you go, a quick shout out to a couple of Southern Footy League boys who had success with Glenelg on the weekend.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Cam McCree,
Good point.
the young Ranella lad who won our best on ground medal and a premiership at Ranella last year. Number 1 ruckman at Glenelg.
Did very, very well. We've done very well.
Did very, very well. Yeah. And of course, the ex-Flagstaff Hill coach, Russell Van Vliet, was the reserves coach, and they won the reserves flag as well as the seniors as well. So to those blokes, well done.
Oh,
no,
you keep breeding them, mate.
Oh,
it's you. It's you, Brett. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Well done again to Flag.
Thank you very much.
Great year for the footy club.
And can I just say quickly too, also for our club, it was our 60th anniversary this year.
Okay.
So what a great result in our 60th year.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a
really
lot.
Appreciate it. Well, the Southern Footy League's all over for a year. Big year. We'll be back with more in just a moment.